Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a pattern using a block print. Some of you might have leftover vinyl siding from your patterns project. So I carved a little print and here it is printed. It's of a face mask and I'm making a book cover that is going to look like this. And then I'm going to wrap it around my cover and glue it on. And that'll be in the next video. But I need two of these because I have two covers. So the first thing that I'm going to do is tear paper down to the size that I want. And you want to have about 1.5 inches of extra paper in it, so you can wrap it around the back side of your book cover. You don't want to have your cover page the exact same size as your cover because you would definitely want to wrap around those edges. So I have my paper here and I'm just going to make it the same size as this sheet, which is I believe 9 by 12. You can cut or tear these, it doesn't matter, because they are going to get glued down. And really any kind of paper will do. Super thick paper isn't going to work very well, so I recommend something thinner if you have it. But if you need to, you can use paper out of your sketchbook. If you have something thinner like tissue paper or just a thinner sheet of paper, that's the best option. Okay, once you have your sheet of paper, then you want to build what's called a registration system. So I've sort of outlined mine ahead of time, but I'm going to re-outline it in a darker marker so you can see it step by step. So my first step is I'm going to take my cover and I'm going to trace it out on a piece of paper. And you should do this on a piece of paper that is not going to be your cover. So there's the first step. Now I know the size of my cover and I can plan out my pattern to be big enough for that size. Next thing I'm going to do is measure, and this is just for me personally because of the type of pattern I'm making. I'm making a radial pattern. I want to know where the center point of my cover is. So I'm measuring the halfway point of each side. Then I'm going to draw a line across both directions. Okay, now I'm going to take my actual block print that I'm using and I'm going to trace it out in this radial pattern. Now you don't have to make a radial pattern. You can make an alternating AB pattern with different images. You can make a symmetrical pattern. I'm going to leave that up to you. But in this case, I want to make a radial one. So I'm going to start by tracing my block. You could do this with stencils too. I'll show you how to make stencils in another video. And this lets me know exactly where I want to put my block once I ink it up each time. Got my first 4 there, then I'm going to continue that radial pattern outward. And then I'm gonna go one more radial pattern outward. Okay. Oh, I have one more. And now I'm ready to prepare for printing. So I want to get the piece of paper that I'm going to print on in place. And for me, I've measured on here already 1.5 inches from the edge. So this margin is 1.5 inches, this is 1.5 inches, this is 1.5 inches, and this is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to line my paper up with that, and I'm just going to very gently tape the top edge. Because that way I can put my print down, I can print one at a time, and then I can pull this back so it's out of the way. So now I'm going to print. So you guys, if you are going to make prints, you have little stamp pads at home. I don't have a stamp pad right here with me at the moment, so I'm using ink and a brayer, which you can also use if you have it. But if not, just use your ink pad. Then you can start to place your print in one of the registration marks. Fold your paper down. Once it's folded down, you don't want it to move at all. And then I just print with the back of my carving tool or anything that has a round, soft edge. Then I'll pull it off. And I've got my first print. And now I'm just going to keep going. So I'm just going to put a little check mark in each shape once I've printed it, because those shapes are so similar and there's so many of them. That way I can keep track of what I've already done. You want to try to clean your fingers before you do this. Here's number 2. A little check mark there. And I'm off and rolling, so now I'm just going to keep going all the way around until I have a fully printed sheet of paper. And once I've printed all of these, I will end up with this. And so that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to teach you how to make patterns out of stencils.